This is Ron Edwards, Master Sommelier and Director of Wine Education for Winebow Fine Wine and Spirits. Today we're going to talk about Shaw & Smith, specifically their Shiraz, and it's from South Australia, but it's from an unusual Shiraz area for South Australia, Adelaide Hills. And you know, it has the term hills in it, so obviously it sounds like it's not flat land and not right next to the ocean, but it's more elevated than you might indicate. It's 400 to 600 meters of elevation is the average for the vineyards there. This particular bottling comes from in that 400 meter range in both vineyards, some of them in Lenswood, some of them in Balhana, and it is a different expression for Australian Shiraz than maybe you've had, because that cooling influence and the 20 plus degree decrease in temperature from daytime to nighttime in the growing season really changes the character and makes it feel a little more European in style, a little more spiced, a little more expressive. So Shaw & Smith was founded by Michael Hillsmith and Martin Shaw, and they founded the winery in 1989. That's, I think, what you need to know about Shaw & Smith. Now let's find out what the wine tastes like. It has this beautiful combination of lavender and blackberry and boysenberry and black pepper right at just immediately when you stick your nose in. And then it moves to a green herb note. Not quite rosemary, but along that aromatic herb that you might find in the Rhone Valley. Perhaps you might call it thyme. Yeah, thyme, maybe sage. And then after that, there's actually kind of a smoked meat aroma, which is a really classic aroma profile for Shiraz, but not often found. Well, Syrah, but not often found in Australian Shiraz. Love that lavender. Added to the blackberry and the boysenberry, there's also some blueberry notes. All of the fruits are fresh to crushed, but not really smelling very sweet. Let's taste it. So once it's on the palate, the new thing that comes along is the oak aging. There's a little bit of oak tannin, there's a little bit of allspice and clove from the aromatics the oak is adding in. There's and then it just kind of goes back into what we expected, which is the blackberry and the blueberry. The wine has a wonderful refreshing side to it that sort of releases all the other things, but the tannin level is approaching satin in texture. It's got enough grip to most certainly have with substantive food, but it's really well balanced with the fruit and the acidity that is naturally occurring here. The herb is coming through now. It's a little bit more like bay leaf in the palate, although there's also an aromatic side to it that is expressing sort of either white or black pepper, or maybe it's both. The second sip just makes it even better. It's a little tartar on the second sip, and then the tannin comes through afterwards. It's moved into fresh blackberry, even a little bit of black raspberry. And the overall texture of the wine is weighty but elegant at the same time. So if you have not had an Australian Shiraz that was lighter weight, a little more aromatic, a little more expressive, then you definitely want to go out and find a bottle of Shaw & Smith so you can find the differences that exist in Australian Shiraz. They're not all the same because they're grown in different places, and Adelaide Hills makes a very elegant, refined style of Shiraz that I think is delicious.